Hi there. Thank you for joining me today as I'm doing a painting here. I'm working on a picture of Jesus surrounded by children, and I'm going to be working on this little one here today. What my plans to do next are to look for the areas that I need to strengthen up. I've already laid in some colors, some basic skin tones, and it's looking, a little bit rough. So I was thinking maybe I should just start blending a little bit more, but I don't think it's quite connected enough, and I like to really exaggerate the colors before I start to do blending and putting, washes of color over top. So it needs to be strong enough underneath. And so what I might be doing today is exaggerating these tones, the blues and the greens and the yellows a little bit more, and strengthening up the shadows, exaggerating the highlights a little bit. And then after I do that, I like to blend it down a little bit so that you're still seeing those beautiful colors come through. Just in looking at this, the areas that I need to work on before I start painting here, I do have my paints all ready to go. I'm finding there's a lot of warm light in the background, so I have to improvise a little bit because the picture of my daughter that I'm working from, this is my daughter here, excuse me, doesn't have the warm light, although it has nice lighting and it's coming in the the direction that I need, but it's not quite warm enough. So I need to improvise a little bit on the warmth of the light. And so in looking at the photo, which I don't have included here, I just kind of have it tightly cropped to do a little bit, to show you, how I do a little bit of the painting. I look at the picture or the, whatever I'm working from, if it's either live or from a photograph, and I just kind of use what I call like color imagination, where you find the colors of light and you just really kind of exaggerate them and realize that even though it doesn't look, the greatest at the moment, that you're going to be blending that all down and still, being able to see those beautiful colors afterwards. Now with this little one here, I don't know if you can see, I haven't got too much of it included, but this little black girl here I'll be working on next, probably not today, but with her skin tones, I've just put in some basic, browns and shadows. I haven't got all of the colors that I want to incorporate. So, next I'll be putting in the exaggerated, the blues and the greens and the warm highlights and some purple tones and that, as well as just, your basic, skin tones. And then again, the process of bringing them in, blending and making them smoother. And so, like I said, I'm going to strengthen these bright tones up. I'm going to find the shadow areas and strengthen them up, strengthen up the highlights, and then, start blending down. I've still got a little bit of work to do also on the cloth. I don't know if I'll do that today, but one thing that's kind of throwing out my eye, even though I like, the way it's, it's blending and exaggerated in here, this tone here is really, I think it's just too bright because it should be pushed back into the dark. So I think I'm going to just push this back a little bit with a couple washes, and get rid of this really bright yellow here, and then start working on this. Now, I hope you can just, join me for a few minutes while I start to work here. And in all honesty, when I work, I like to listen to music. So I might I've been really into, I don't know if you've heard of Audrey Assad. We're really listening to a lot of that lately, and it really helps me just to listen to some beautiful music and to paint, and it kind of energizes. It kind of energizes you. So I'm trying to right now, before I put my music on, I'm just trying to find a tone that will push this. Oh, that's way too dark. Okay. Let's see here. Just a second. Lighten it up a little bit here. And what should we do? I've got my skin tones mixed up, but like I said, I'm just not feeling real good about this. The darkness, or I should say the brightness of the tone on this blanket here. It's kind of like drawing my eye constantly away from. Okay, that's a little bit better, but it's really sketchy. So I'm just gonna take a dry brush, just dry brush it in a little bit. Okay, now. Okay, so that's I mean, it's a little bit muddy. It's not too bad, but I'll probably bring a little bit of that tone back in there by taking a little bit of that pigment off. But I find it's much better in relation to, the light's kind of coming in this way, and then we need to, push this area back a little bit. So, okay, there we go. Put this brush away. So I'm gonna, I think, put my music on, and I hope that you can, be with me for a few minutes and enjoy some painting and some beautiful music. And I'm sorry if I tend to sing a little bit when I paint too. And so we'll just start with, I think I'm going to try to find the shadow tones in here and just strengthen them up a bit. I'll put my music on. There, I don't know if that's too loud or if you can even hear it at all. I haven't really done a lot of live streaming with my art, but it's something that I kind of feel inspired to do, so I'll just be quiet now and do some painting.
Because you are good to me, good to me. You are good to me, good to me. You are good to me. And I lift my eyes to the hills where my happiness found, and your voice fills the night. Raise my head up to hear the sound, and the fires burn all around me. I will praise you, my God. will trust in your promise and your goodness and mercy shall follow me all my life. I trust in your promise. Yeah, your goodness and mercy shall follow me all my life. I will trust in your promise. 'Cause you're good to me, you're good to me. Good to me, you are good to me, good to me. You are good to me, good to me. You are good to me. You are good to me, good to me. You are good to me, good to me. You are good to me.
Okay, so strengthening up some shadows. Now we're just going to go and strengthen up some of these highlights and exaggerate some of the middle tones.
When you have type 2 diabetes, there's a moment of truth. And now with Victoza,
Skip
a better moment
add,
of proof.
and there we go. Sorry about that. All right. Got some. Here we go. I don't know how long I'm going to live stream here for you. I hope you can just bear with me here for a minute, and I think I'm going to end the stream now and just do some painting and a little bit of listening to the beautiful music. So I am so thankful and happy to be able to share my art with you, and I hope to do this again in a few days, and we'll maybe be working on another area. Maybe I'll show you, what I've been working on today. And thanks so much for being with me today. God bless you. Bye-bye.